Okay, so lifting the hood here. The way I think about this car is it's about as close as you could get to walking into a used car dealership in 1970 and buying a Series 1 E-Type. I mean, it really is very untouched under here. The engine's never been out of the car. According to the second owner, the radiator has never been out of the car. It's just been sparingly driven, its whole life, even down to, I actually believe that the rubber flex hoses on the brakes are original, which is scary. I mean, it shouldn't be driven that way, but that's the kind of car it is. I believe that this car would actually do pretty well in kind of a preservation class, concourse competition, if that was someone's goal with the car. The only things I have done on the car, when I bought it, I actually intended to drive it, but I quickly realized that putting miles on a low mileage car wasn't for me. So the only things I have touched or changed was the clutch flex hose. I put a new one of those on. The radiator fan, I put a high efficiency modern fan on it. Plug wires, the thermostatic fan switch, and then I put this stainless steel header tank on there just to prevent, beating up the original one. I kept all of that hardware, even the clutch hose I kept, in case somebody wanted to go back to the original hardware, for something like a concourse competition. Even the hose clamps, I replaced the hose clamps, but I have the originals. It's really kind of remarkable how untouched it is under here, and the fact that it still runs so well. I've gone down into the bores with a borescope, and they're absolutely pristine. Compression is dead consistent all across the board. As I say, most very low mileage cars have been allowed to sit and rot and deteriorate. This car has never been allowed to deteriorate. It's just always been sort of sparingly used and maintained. So that's the underhood area. Oh, I should mention the tires. So these tires, they're Avons. These were installed, I have the receipt for these. These were installed in, if I remember correctly, 1988. So, you can see the tread, you can see the sidewall. They look like they were installed a year ago. But again, it's one of those things that I don't take the car on the freeway. I don't even take it up to, freeway speeds, because that's the type of thing that should be replaced if it were to be used. But, it's up to the next owner to decide what direction they want to take it, whether it's, it remains sort of a pampered original car, or does it get driven? It's the next person's choice. Do a little bit more detail on the interior here. So again, it's all green. The dealer installed Blaupunkt radio. You'll see in the pictures, I still have all the documentation for that. It's a AM FM shortwave radio, and it still works perfectly. So, and in the glove box, when I got the car, the original leather blanking plate was still present. So, stuff like that typically just goes missing on old cars. You never see that sort of thing stay with a car its whole life. E-Types also had a footboard here for the passenger. You almost never see these. They all went missing, when the cars were 6 months old. The first time someone cleaned the car, they threw it away. But this one has stayed with this car its whole life. Even the break-in warning on the tachometer, that's original. I know they reproduce those nowadays, but you can tell that is the original. So pretty remarkable originality everywhere you look. Everything works on this car. The map light works. The heater fan, low and high speed work. The interior light works. I honestly can't think of anything that doesn't work apart from the clock, and as most people know, those never work almost. They typically stop working, almost from new. Even it's got the heated rear window. You can see the little light comes on. I've never actually checked that the heating element is getting hot, but I assume it is. Another great little feature, a little piece of originality here, is these labels on the seat belts. The Jaguar 1965 SAE safety requirements. That little label is on not all of the segment. This one's missing, but this one has it in probably even nicer condition. This one on the driver's side still has it. Very, very fragile on this side, but still present. So just neat little stuff like that. Oh, while I'm over here, I just noticed there is one little repair in the driver's seat. It actually shows up on film a lot more noticeable than it is in person, but it kind of looks like maybe someone jumped in the car someday with a screwdriver in their pocket or something and kind of had it restored. I've spoken to some interior guys. They say that they could make it look significantly better, but I've never decided that it was worthwhile, so I've always just left it. It's kind of part of the car's story, so no big deal to me. If we go around and open the rear hatch, the story remains the same. It's just absolutely beautifully original. The green panels are all in remarkable condition. There's a couple of little scratches. Hopefully this is showing up in this light, but just very fine scratches, just from 50 odd years of usage, but nothing major. The side panels are almost pristine. They virtually are pristine, but the load bay, it's got a couple of little nicks. One of my favorite features on the little details on this car is this little sticker on the rear window. It's kind of funny, but it says XXX electrically heated. I've only ever seen one other E-Type with that sticker, and it was almost completely brown, from UV exposure. This one is almost completely clear. So again, it's one of only two that I've ever seen. This Harvard sticker, apparently I think the original owner's daughter was a Harvard student, and so this has probably been on there for 50 something years. The second owner never took it off, and I've never taken it off, so it's just one of those little details. The chrome is pretty good. This bumper is probably the worst, definitely the worst. It's got some, if you can see that, some kind of light pitting. It's not down to the steel. It's kind of looks like it's down to the copper maybe. My guess is that it sat near a garage door and let some moisture in. The other bumpers are in better shape. They're actually in very, very nice shape for original chrome. The tail light housings, these are not the best quality. They're kind of chrome pot metal. Usually they're really badly pitted. These are quite nice for an original car. Even the one over here is quite nice. Take you around to the front bumpers. They're also in very good shape, not perfect, but they fit, which is, anyone who's tried to restore an E-Type knows that getting the chrome to fit is a huge task. So, I would much rather have slightly less than perfect original bumpers than perfect reproduction bumpers that don't fit very well. The wheels are original to the car. They're in remarkable condition. They're, absolutely beautiful for original wires. The knockoffs are in fantastic shape.